It's Friday night, and that means I'm gonna watch a movie. For this week's video, I'll be checking out the 1972 film A Separate Piece. Let's get into it.
Follow the yellow brick road.
It's no secret that this film and the book that it's based on contains homoerotic undertones. I will also be including facts about the film, which I compiled after watching the film.
I'd always dreaded the thought of returning to the Devon School because of what happened there during my last year as a student.
The narrator almost sounds like Anthony Hopkins. I'm not sure, I don't think it's him, but I'll just check the credits later on to be sure.
Now that I was back after all these years, I was surprised to see how peaceful it looked. Of course, the Second World War was going on.
Oh, here's another interesting fact that I forgot to record. The novel is set in the 18th century, but the film is set in the 19th century.
I knew that there was one place that I had to see. And as I started across the field toward it, all of the fear, the anger, the senseless rivalries I had lived with them returned.
I can tell from the intro and the narration this is going to be a very artsy film.
Steve and I go to see an art film.
And that reminded me of Finney. The tree. I had to see that. It's always loomed in my memory as a huge spike dominating the river bank. Yet here it was. No giant.
Though the film is frequently taught in American schools, they typically ignore the homoerotic undertones.
Wait for me! Hey, Vinny, wait for me!
The period the film was set in is obviously a different era because I don't think the homoerotic undertones were actually intentional.
What I like best about this tree is it's such a cinch.
I think men were more open about their sexuality or more acceptable of their sexuality so they could express their feelings with their friends much easier.
Yup.
Don't do it.
Whew. All right, who's next?
He has a nice body.
Come on, Gene. Come on, hurry up.
Beautiful eyes.
You can't stand there admiring the view. Jump, will ya?
You don't see kids doing this today anymore, jumping into a lagoon. It's all just cell phones and TikTok.
And I am unimpressed by immaturity.
I think that jumping out of a tree is a dumb thing to do.
I think I would have already died by climbing that eye. Not that I'm afraid of heights, I have a fear of falling.
A tree should be looked at.
It's you, pal. Just you and me. You were really good once I shamed you into it.
Nah, you didn't shame anybody into anything.
Oh, yes, I did. I'm good for you that way. You back away from things otherwise.
I never
I
backed
wonder
away
if this
from
is the
anything in
tree
my
from
life.
the beginning of the film. The book was adapted into two films, the first being in 1972 and the second being in 2004. So the wrestling is one of the homoerotic undertones I was talking about. It's kind of hot.
I mean, what's the use, you know? I could keep studying forever.
Hey, give me a break.
Okay, that's something that I know is not happening in colleges or dorm rooms. Kids praying before going to bed.
I'm saying my prayers just in case it turns out there is a God.
With the exception of Parker Stevenson, all the boys featured in the film were actual pupils at the school where the film was filmed.
Are you one of these liberals?
Isn't it weird how people looked older back then? Bet you this guy with the pipe is like 35 years old or something. Well, that's what Hollywood would like us to believe 35 years of age looked like back then.
And indeed, you are my friends.
All that talk. Boy.
Yeah, it sure was boring. Who did most of the talk, by the way?
Well, the headmaster was pretty windy and his wife.
Walking down the street like that, they actually make a cute couple.
Well, you don't mean that I talk too much.
You talk too much? How can you accuse me of accusing you of that?
Will you do me the honor of jumping out of the tree first?
My pleasure, old chap.
We have certain initiations. Naturally. You'll be the first to jump. Here. Okay, I got you. Take it easy. Here we are.
20 minutes in and they're shirtless a lot in this movie.
Shirtless scene montage.
I hope you're having a pretty good time here. I mean, I know I dragged you away from school and you didn't really want to come. After all, you don't just come to the beach with anybody.
You don't just come to the beach with anybody. Sounds like first date talk. Again, homoerotic undertones.
In this teenage period in your life, the proper person to come to the beach with is your best pal. Which is what you are. You're angry at me, aren't you, pal?
No, not all.
Ever since the beach, you've been acting funny.
You really?
I mean, I thought you wanted to go to the beach.
I'm worried about something, I suppose.
What?
When you said we were best friends, you remember at the beach?
Of course I remember. You are.
When you actually said that?
You thought I was conning you so that you'd break rules and stay on the beach and cut class.
I think he's questioning the fact whether or not they are more than just friends. All the signs are there anyway, that they are more than friends.
Door. Okay, pal. Forget the test. Let's go. You and me, we'll go together. A double jump. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on, little way. We'll jump side by side.
You see, my fear of falling is not that irrational.
Although the tibia is shattered, he's improving. Finney will be all right.
Well, he must still be pretty sick.
Well, it was a messy break, but we'll have him walking again.
Walking again?
How was your vacation, pal?
Well, I spent most of it thinking about you.
Well, that's friendship for you, thinking about me instead of enjoying yourself.
This is John Hiles' only film credit. After portraying Finney in the film, he left acting behind to become a teacher in Arizona.
Balance.
But you have better balance than anyone in the school.
Thanks.
Have you ever thought
That you didn't fall out of the tree.
It's funny, you know. Kind of had the impression that the tree shook me out.
And he was there, he knows better than anyone.
you were there too, weren't you, Gene?
Yeah, I was there.
Were you near the tree?
You were down at the bottom, weren't you?
The bottom, yeah.
A school inquiry that turns into singing. That's unexpected. The scene where all the boys suddenly start singing Hitler only has one ball was unscripted.
Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab, wenn ja!
As always, without giving away too much of the film's plot, here is my review of the film. Obviously this film is not for everyone as it's bordering on artsy. I can see why some people say it's a coming of age story, but there's also a lot of homoerotic undertones and points in the movie where I was actually hoping that they will lean in for a kiss. Overall, I will give this film a solid 7 out of 10. I will also leave a link in the description where you can watch this film for free on YouTube. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to click like and subscribe so you can stay up to date as soon as I post new videos. For a similar video to this one, click on this link.